Hey everybody, how's it going? Got a couple bullet points. We're going to go over some footage, and at the end of that, go over my thoughts on sun simulators. All right, let's get this going. As you can see, and as the sun begins to come down here, if you look over to the left, you'll see that there's a lot of still shadow in the sky, and you can see rays coming down from the clouds there, shadows. That would indicate that there is very little light. Also, right here is a real good indication. See this curve? It indicates it's going down behind a planet. The light is coming from around the side, just like in an eclipse. And all right, the sun's been down. It should have been getting darker, but instead, look at how it rolls around the face of something there, or the bottom, I guess you would say. See this right there? See how it rolls around something? It's reflecting off of something above. Boom, right there. And then reflects off of something else as it goes down. I just thought I would point that out so everybody can see that there really is something there. All right, let's go to the next location. It's already showing that at 6:30 there's more light coming from above than at the horizon. And that's coming through the clouds, not reflecting off the clouds, because in order to be reflecting off the clouds, the sun would have to be visible. All right, now we're at about 7:40. You see the sun is up, but we also see a shadow in front of the sun, or below the sun actually. And it's coming up and it's going around something else on this side. Or it's just all the light coming from around the side of that one planet right here. As you can see, the blue on the left, I believe that's where the light's coming from around. And as the sun gets higher, the colors of what's really there start to show through. Purple and green. All right, let's check this one out. Now it's 6 o'clock on the timer up there. And as you notice, the light is already coming across the top of the sky, almost all the way to the top of the frame. And none of our clouds are illuminated yet. As you can see, it's now 6:30 and there's already light on the water. Now, I mentioned this because the sun's not even up yet. There it goes right there. And none of those clouds up there are illuminated completely, huh? Right. All right, let's check this location out. Again, with the light above before the sun ever comes up, coming through the top of the clouds towards us. As you can see, the sunlight is reflecting off of something from behind the clouds as the sun comes up. Look how little light is up there. That sun is definitely behind a planet. Very little light. So much so that there's shadows streaking across the sky. See how it's blocking the light from really spreading out all the dark streaks. Quite interesting. All right, let's talk some sun simulators, because you know people seem to think there's a sun simulator out there, and I'm here to tell you there's not. There's another channel that posts pictures like this. We won't point any fingers, but they seem to believe that a Disney prop from Chicken Little is a sun simulator. You know, a lot of people seem to think a flashlight in space would work. It wouldn't. For one, it's not like a disco ball or a flashlight. I mean, you're talking about something that would have to be enormous. And if you think it could be in orbit, you're quite wrong. In orbit, it would be too close to the Earth to illuminate the entire side of the planet. So with that in mind, it would have to be out of orbit, far enough away to illuminate one whole side of the planet. Now, that makes it very difficult because it would have to be much further away. And as you can see in these pictures, look how small the moon looks compared to the Earth. Okay? What people are expecting to see from a sun simulator would be something that would need to be bigger than the moon, due to the fact that it would need to be further away from the Earth than the moon is. And in order to be out of orbit and keeping sunshine on our friendly planet here, the sun simulator would need to be able to keep up with the Earth at 66,000 miles an hour as we orbit the sun. Now, I understand the moon looks a lot like the same size as the sun from where we're sitting, but the moon is a whole lot closer. Yeah, I just don't see how anybody could expect to find something that isn't bigger than the moon that could illuminate the side of the planet. Because, you know, from these pictures, as you can see, there's just no way it could be the same size as the moon and do the job it would need to do. Now we're going to listen to another channel's work about shadows, and wanted to show you how much light it actually takes to illuminate the sky and produce shadows. Let's have a listen.
We are 17 minutes out from totality, and I think the light is starting to change. I think it's getting darker. I'm really excited. The sun is about 90% covered. I'm seeing much sharper shadows. Normally shadows, they're a little bit fuzzy because the light from the sun is coming from a whole bunch of locations, but now because it's coming from basically one little sliver of the sun, the shadows are all getting very, very sharp.
Now, even with the sun covered 90% of the way, the amount of sunshine that's still happening, I mean, it doesn't even look like the light has changed very much, which should tell you how much light we actually need to be able to see from around the side of a planet to still keep the lights on, so to speak. So for everybody who thinks there's a sun simulator, keep in mind the size of the moon, the size of the Earth, the fact that the sun, would actually hold 64.3 million moons inside of it. And as for the Earth, it would hold 1.3 million Earths. That's how large the sun is. I mean, it's really big. So trying to simulate something like that is a bit aggressive. But it's good to have a good imagination, I'd say. Well, everybody, that's it for today. Have a good one. Thank you very much.